Hi, I'm Carlos Briseño with We Design Think. I wanted to welcome David Evancho, who was one of George A.'s students at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. Thanks so much, David, for taking the time to be here today.
You're welcome.
And during the cafeteria project, what was one of the things that you think that you learned from that in terms of your knowledge as a designer?
I think one of the things that really stuck with me in that whole process was, how to, take ideas and kind of make sure that the process is sound and, and that way you're not necessarily concerned that, about what the final product might come out. I mean, you're always concerned about what the final design is going to be, but you're not necessarily worried about it. I mean, you're concerned that it's good, but you're not floundering. Since you have that process, you always have that road that you can kind of stick to and kind of branch off if you need to, but it's still that home base that you can always come back to in the course of any design. Jeffrey being a unique one, considering it was working at a scale that I was less familiar with, which was at the scale of an object, but it's still happening inside of the same process that you would use for designing a space or designing any kind of action. And I think that was something that really kind of stuck with me, and I feel like I like to kind of think that I can use those same tactics, when approaching other design issues.
So people understand, you keep mentioning the word Jeffrey. If you could explain briefly what that means.
Oh yeah, the Jeffrey Studio was a sponsored studio at the School of the Art Institute, where it was sponsored by Motorola. They give the school some money to sponsor the studio, where we can actually take our designs and actually take them into the built environment and actually get some experience in trying to bring a design to some level of resolution beyond just renderings and drawings. You actually get to build things and prototype. And so that particular studio in the spring of 2012 was the development of this renovation of a cafeteria on the south side of Chicago at the Academy for Global Citizenship, and kind of seeing how we could approach the renovation of a cafeteria, not necessarily in the most typical fashion, because we had a limited amount of funding, and we wanted to see what was the maximum impact that we could get with the amount of money that we had. And I thought we took some innovative approaches to see where we could be the most effective, given the small amount of cash that we had to actually make it work.
Hmm.